Some companies recently have been sending me all these wireless earbuds, and in this video I'm going to be going through each one of these and give you some of my recommendations for some of the best wireless earbuds on the market today. So like and subscribe, and let's talk about these headphones. Be sure to stick around this entire video because I'm going to be giving away one free pair of wireless earbuds featured later in this video. So let's start out with the cheapest pair of earbuds in this handful, which is the Poweradd S9. These come in at only $19.99, which is like bonkers. So off the bat, what you get for $19.99 is pretty insane actually, if you consider, $19.99 is the cost of like one pizza. I definitely think these are really good for portability and if you're on a budget. It's a pretty tiny case. Like this is easily pocketable. You can see about how big my hand is in there. These are push buttons. They're not haptic touch buttons, and they have little microphones. There's no noise canceling or anything fancy. There is micro USB charging on the S9s. The tiny little dot is an LED indicator for when you're charging the battery. The earbuds themselves, the design has nothing really special or glamorous. I do like that they're really tiny though. Like they really feel like tiny beans when you put them in your ear. But the sound quality on these is pretty subpar in my opinion. The mids and highs sound kind of muffled, and there's a decent amount of bass, but nothing that's gonna like blow your head off. So here's what the Poweradd S9 looks like in the ear. Like I said, it feels just like a little bean is in your ear, and I like that it doesn't protrude out from my face that much. So yeah, these pop in the ear and pull out really easily, and they do stay in the ear pretty well overall. So these are actually one of the more comfortable earbuds out of the bunch. So now I'm talking to you using the microphone on the S9. What do you think about the quality? I haven't even heard it yet, but I'll just blab for a little bit so you can hear kind of what it sounds like right out of the box without any processing except maybe a little bit of volume up a little bit so you can hear what the hell I'm talking about. And for $19.99, I mean, I'm not expecting the build quality to be crazy, and I kind of got what I expected. These are not the best built headphones out there, and the magnet is not super strong in there. They feel a little jiggly when you put them in there, but there is a magnet keeping those in there. The top of the case is a little bit jiggly and makes kind of a weird mechanical noise when you press on it. But again, they're $19.99. So if you're on a budget but you have $10 more to spare, you can get the Dudios Tic, which is a pretty excellent pair of $30 earbuds. The Dudios Tic does use micro USB charging, but for $30, the case feels a lot more hefty. It's still a pretty tiny case, like you can see how big it is in my palm. And these ones have that stem kind of design, which is really similar to the AirPods, but they do have the silicone tip. And I think it's pretty clever how they did this kind of slanted charging design inside the case, so I appreciate that. And they do have LED indicators inside of there as well. The case, as you can see, has been scratched up in the last couple of weeks, so the plastic is not the highest quality in the world, but again, $30, it's like a pizza and a half. The magnet inside of the case when you put these in the charge is a lot stronger than the S9s as well, so overall these are actually pretty good quality for $30. The sound quality is pretty even overall. It's not super sharp or crisp in the highs and mids, but everything sounds present. They're not the deepest when it comes to bass, but if you kind of wiggle them in your ear a little bit, you get a little more bass out of there. These don't have noise canceling or anything fancy because of course they're $30, so they will let in a pretty good amount of noise when you're walking around, but they do have these silicone ear tips, so they push out a little bit of the ambient noise around you. So this is what the Dudios Tic looks like in the ear. The Dudios Tic does feel nice and comfortable, and I do appreciate that the stem actually allows you to kind of push it in the ear a little bit easier versus the smaller type of earbud, which can be a little hard sometimes to kind of fit properly in your ear, and they don't feel like they're going to move because they're super lightweight. And now you're hearing an audio test of the mic on the Dudios Tic, so let me know what you think in the comments, because overall I actually really like these earbuds, especially at $30. These are really awesome. So in the $50 range, we have the FIIL T1X. These are one of the better pairs of earbuds that was sent to me, and for $50, you really get a lot of bang for the buck. There's even a companion app that you can get on your phone, so you can adjust stuff like the EQ and the touch sensors on the individual earbuds for different functionality. There is kind of a weird language when it comes to the touch sensors here in terms of how you want to skip tracks and adjust the volume and that kind of stuff. It does take a little bit getting used to, and it's not the most intuitive thing in the world, but I do appreciate that for $50 you get really amazing sound quality, one of the best out of all of these that I'm going to be talking about today. And you get this pretty nice feeling case that definitely feels more quality than the other two, and you get USB-C charging, which is nice. And overall, for $50, these are such a steal, especially when it comes to sound quality. So let's talk about that for a second. They have nice treble and nice mids, and everything just feels really balanced with these. And for the $50 price range, my ears were kind of blown out of the ice park, whatever that's supposed to mean. So the case does feel pretty nice and pretty good quality, but the magnet inside of these is not the strongest thing in the world. So for example, you can see that you have to kind of nudge it in there sometimes. It doesn't just plop in there every single time. I did have kind of some weird issues with getting these to stay in my ear, and sometimes they were almost went in my ear a little bit too much, where they get that weird like silicone suction-y kind of weird sensation where it's like this vacuum suction kind of thing going on in my ears. And while these are fingerprint magnets, as you can see, these are so tiny and they don't really stick out of your ear very much. They're very discreet when they're in there. So now I have the FIIL T1X in my ear, and it has a really small footprint, which I really like. It stays in the ear pretty well, but once they situate in your ear, they actually look really tiny. They don't protrude a lot outside of my head, so I don't look like a damn alien or something. And ooh, the sound quality, all these sound so good. They're so balanced with the highs and the bass to the mids ratio. Vocals are nice. Okay, and now you're hearing the mic quality of the FIIL T1X earbuds. So let me know what you think in the comments. What do you think about these versus the other earbuds that you've heard so far? Do the FIIL sound like $50 earbuds when it comes to the mic quality? Coming in at only $43 on Amazon are the HolyHigh ET1s, which are these kind of over-the-ear hook type of design. And these are actually some of the better sounding earbuds out of all of these that I'm talking about today. They do have micro USB charging, and the case is kind of big. I mean, let's compare it to how tiny the S9s are from Poweradd. You can see just how much bigger this case is. But let's talk about the ET1s, because the sound quality on these is amazing. I was actually really astounded, and for only $43, these sound more like $100, $150, almost $200 earbuds in my opinion. The soundstage is nice and wide. You hear all kinds of little details in the trebles and mids. These made me really appreciate really well produced music, which is kind of rare for an earbud under $50. And I also appreciate the design of these that looks kind of futuristic, almost matrixy or something. But one of the weirdest design choices in this case is the left earbud actually goes on the right side of the case, where the right earbud goes on the left side of the case. That doesn't make any sense to me logistically, but you just have to remember to kind of switch, you know, the right and the left when you're putting them back in the case. I'm not the biggest fan of these ear hook type things that go behind your ear, especially because I wear glasses and they can like almost give me a headache sometimes. But these ones I felt to be very lightweight and pretty malleable, so that they don't really stick into my ear and cause a lot of ear fatigue or anything for a while. And I actually found them to be quite comfortable, especially wearing them for like an hour or even longer than that while working out or whatever. And I did end up liking this ear hook design because they stay on your ear so much better than almost every other pair that I've talked about so far. These do have an IPX7 rating, so these are definitely meant for people that are on the go or working out, and they're sweat proof and all that fun stuff. So this is what the HolyHigh ET1 earbuds look like when they're on my ear. They feel nice and flat against my head, and they don't stick out too much, as you can see on the sides, which to me is a bit of a pet peeve when it comes to earbuds. I'm not trying to look like I have two potatoes in my ears. From straight ahead, I think these actually look pretty nice and sleek. I kind of forget that I have ear hooks on my ears right now because they're that comfortable and lightweight. And now you're hearing the mic quality on the HolyHigh ET1 earbuds. How does my voice sound with these earbuds in comparison to all the other earbuds that you've heard so far in this video? So on the slightly higher end of things, we have the Soundcore Spirit X2s, which are another pair of these ear hook type of earbuds. For $80, of course, you'd expect a better case, which you get here. You get this nice kind of matte finish texture. So the case is a little bit big, kind of like the HolyHigh ET1s, but it's a little bit smaller and it definitely feels higher quality. And it does charge by USB-C, which is nice. You have a pairing button right here. And these are really easy to pair with multiple devices, by the way, which is something that I do a lot. A lot of the other earbuds that I've talked about so far don't play very nicely when it comes to multiple devices. You have to kind of disconnect them manually and then manually connect them to another device, so it gets a little bit painful. But these ones, you just hold this button down here for a few seconds and then you can easily pair them to another device, so I appreciate that. And here are the earbuds themselves, and I like the design of these overall. They feel very futuristic and these ear tips feel nice and flexible. But weirdly, when I wore these for over 30 minutes or so, these actually felt like they were a little too tight on my ears. I'm not sure if that's just because I wear glasses as well as these, but I did find these to be a little uncomfortable. But let's talk about sound quality, because the sound quality on these Spirit X2s from Soundcore is insanity, especially the bass. The bass on the Soundcore Spirit X2s is absolutely bonkers. I actually laughed out loud when I was listening to some hip hop and some electronic music and that kind of stuff, really bass heavy stuff, which I love. These are freaking bass cannons. I also appreciate that there's these physical buttons on the side of each one of these. They are a little bit fickle though, like you'll press the middle and it'll sometimes press the bottom thing by accident. So now I have the Spirit X2s from Soundcore in my ear, and you can see that they're pretty flat against my head and they're generally pretty comfortable until that ear hook kind of clasps onto my ear a little too hard. But when you first put them on, they're actually pretty comfortable. But the bass, y'all.
The bass.
So now you are hearing the mic quality of the Spirit X2s from Soundcore. So let me know what you think in the comments. I haven't used these for phone calls and stuff like that yet, but I've gotten pretty good results from other Soundcore stuff that I've used. So last but certainly not least are the Soundcore Liberty 2 Pro wireless earbuds. These are probably my favorite earbuds out of all of these that I've talked about today. They cover a lot of the bases when it comes to sound quality, which is superb on these. The build quality is really nice. This case feels amazing. I also am obsessed with this case, just the opening mechanism. Like, it slides up, y'all. It slides up and down. It doesn't, flip open or something. There's no hinges. And it just has this really nice, magnet slash whatever mechanism. I can do this all damn day. And I did a whole other review about these headphones because they really blew me away that much. I really like the LED indication lights on the front, and we have USB-C charging on the case, which is also really nice. This is also a wirelessly charging case, and just like the Spirit X2s, you can use this button to pair this easily to multiple devices. So these are the highest priced by far out of all of these earbuds, and these come in at $150 on Amazon. But let me tell you, for $150, these are 100% worth it. The sound quality is so awesome on these, and you can tweak a lot of settings on the EQs using the awesome companion app, which I actually really enjoy. The sound quality is amazing. There's plenty of bass, not as deep bass as the Spirit X2s. They are a little sharp and crispy when it comes to the high trebles and mids, but overall, the sound is just so balanced and so nice, and I can listen to these for hours and not feel fatigue, which is also a plus. They do come with these little ear tip things here, so they stay in your ear pretty nicely as well. They have these push button things. These are not touch sensitive when it comes to changing, your volume and that kind of stuff. You do have to use this button, but I actually prefer that sometimes when it comes to, accidental touches and that kind of thing. They don't have noise canceling or anything, so if you want that, these are not going to be the best at blocking out outside noise, but they do a pretty good job at blocking out ambient noise. This is what the Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros look like in the ear. They do protrude out a little bit more than I would like they stick out horizontally on the sides of my head. I'll put up with that for the awesome sound quality on these and just all the features that they built into these. And now you're hearing the audio quality of the mic on the Soundcore Liberty 2 Pro wireless earbuds. What do you think about the sound on these? These are supposed to have really high quality phone calls, and your voice is supposed to be nice and clear. And I've used these a bunch on Zoom calls and FaceTime and that kind of stuff, and people have said that my voice sounds nice and present, although a little bit tinny, a little bit cyborgy. But I don't mind sounding like a cyborg sometimes, so I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. All right, so now that you've seen all of these headphones, let's talk about the giveaway. So here's how you can win a free pair of Dudios Tic wireless earbuds. These are the earbuds that I featured earlier in this video. All you have to do to enter is, first of all, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already, smash the like button on this video, and then comment comment below as to why you deserve these earbuds the most. Make it funny, make it snappy, just entertain me. And in your comment, be sure to include your Instagram handle so I can contact you via DMs if you're the winner. And if you want to score a little extra credit in this giveaway, follow me on Instagram at B3NAQUA. So that's all you need to do. I'm going to be looking at the responses for about a week, so be sure to enter, and thank you for all your support. And that about wraps it up for this video. I hope it was useful for you and helpful if you're looking for the sweetest pair of budget wireless earbuds. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.